How to really use the 80-20 rule for productivity. Here's how you can apply the Pareto principle to boost your productivity. 1. Be absolutely clear on what it is you want to achieve. The easiest and most effective way to do this is to be absolutely clear about what it is you are trying to achieve. What is the outcome you want to achieve? Most people do not get clarity on what it is they want to achieve, and so get sucked into working on things that will not deliver a big contribution to the overall objective. For example, if you have a project to move house, spending an inordinate amount of time discussing the color you want to have the walls, what furniture you would like and what plants you will have in the garden will not move you very far towards moving house. Instead, deciding how many rooms and in what location you would like the house would give you far more important data on which to be able to go to a real estate agent. You are going to find the right house much more quickly than by discussing colors, furniture, and items in your garden. Before you begin any project, make a list of all the tasks involved to take the project to completion and then flag or highlight the tasks that will give you the biggest contribution towards the completion of the project. Those tasks will be the 20% of tasks that will take you 80% of the way towards completing the project. Focus on those. 2. What are your majors and minors? Jim Rohn coined this question, and it essentially means there are parts of the work you do each day that have a direct contribution to the overall objective you are trying to achieve. 3. Other parts of your work do not have a direct contribution to that objective but could be described as housekeeping tasks. The trick is to know what they are. Brian Tracy often talks about this with the sales process. 4. Major time is when you are in front of the customer talking with them. Minor time is traveling to the customer or being in meetings with your sales manager in the office. Of course, traveling to see your customer or meeting with your sales manager is important, but they do not contribute directly to your sales performance, so that would be classed as minor time. When I was in sales many years ago, I learned that while you might be popular with your sales admin team, if you meticulously write out your sales reports every day, doing so did not improve sales performance. I observed that the best salespeople in our company were the ones who had terrible admin reputations and were not the more popular people in the office. The thing is, they were the best salespeople because they understood that being in front of the customer led to higher sales, which ultimately led to higher salaries. Take a look at your calendar for last week and identify what tasks you did that had the biggest positive impact on your objectives. Then, plan to do more of those next week so you are working on the 20% of tasks you know will take towards achieving 80% of the results you desire. 3. Stop thinking, start doing. I come across this with a lot of my clients when I am coaching them in developing their own businesses. Far too much time is spent on planning and thinking. Now, planning and developing ideas do have their place when you are creating your own business, but there is a line. If you spend 80% of your time thinking and planning, your business is not going to launch. Take a simple example. When I began my YouTube channel just over 3 years ago, I spent a week planning what type of videos I would produce, and then I began recording. My first video was terrible, but the process of putting out the videos week after week led to my learning better ways of producing videos, which fueled my channel's growth. I see far too many people planning and thinking about what they want to do and not producing the content. If you spend 80% of your time producing content and 20% of your time planning out your content, no matter what medium you are producing for, you will see positive results. If you turn that ratio around, you are not going to see much by way of results. Stop for a moment right now and ask yourself, what could I do today that will give me 80% of the results I most desire? 4. Use your calendar to review how you spent your time. Your calendar is your most powerful analytical tool when it comes to seeing how you spend your time each week. If you see you are spending a lot of your daily time in meetings and dealing with coworker issues, you will find you are not focused on the 20% where the real results are. If you have taken the time to write down the activities that give you 80% of your results, then review your calendar at the end of the week to see where you are spending your time. You will be able to make adjustments, so you are more focused on the activities that give you the biggest positive results. Block time each day to work on those tasks. Try to eliminate those tasks that do not bring in much by way of results. If you can do so, delegate them to other people better able to complete those tasks for you so you can spend more of your time each week on tasks. This will give you a much better return on your time investment. To really take advantage of the 80-20 principle, you need to be aware of where you are spending your time each day. If you are a content producer, then you need to be producing content, not wasting time analyzing analytics. Of course, analytics is important if you want to see growth, but without content, you will not have any analytics on which to base your future content. So 80% of your time needs to be spent on producing content. If you are in sales, if you spend 80% of your time planning out your sales calls and only 20% of your time in front of your customers, your sales performance is not going to be very good. Turn that ration around. Spend 20% of your time planning out your calls and 80% in front of your customers. Bottom line. The 80-20 rule is the productivity hack that many of us need, and for good reason. As you can tell, it'll help you to focus and prioritize the more important aspects of your life. Not only that, but it'll maximize those outputs at the same time and ensure you're not spending too much time working on them. All you need to do is start asking Q. So to make the 80-20 rule work for you, remember these. Be very clear about what it is you want to achieve. What will a successful outcome look like? Then identify the 20% of action steps that will get you 80% of the way there. What are your majors and minors? What daily activities could you do that will create constant motion towards achieving whatever it is you want to achieve? Do those every day. Reduce the amount of time you spend thinking about doing something and just start doing it. If you are spending 80% of the time thinking and just 20% of your time doing, you have the ratio back to front. Identify which action steps you have taken over the last week that had the biggest positive impact on your goals. Do more of them next week. Prioritize them and schedule the time in your calendar.